And we're live. What's happening, everyone? Nicky Hawkins, West Ham Fan TV, back once again with another Friday Night Pint. Thank you so much for joining us in the chat here. How you doing, boys?
Good, mate.
Yeah, all right, mate. Yeah, all good. You?
How's your week been?
Thank you.
I always like this time of the week because I know work's over for another week and I've got a nice, relaxing weekend ahead of me and I can just sit back, have a pint and talk a load of balls about you, West Ham with you.
Can I move myself to the top shelf? I'm getting a bit disorientated here.
Yeah, go on, mate, go on.
Top shelf, okay. That's better.
Dream about top shelf.
That's a Christmas jumper you got on there, Nick, isn't it? That's a bit red.
I know. Do you know what? I dug this one out. I'm starting to fit into some of my old clothes. So I was looking through, and I feel like I've actually got a wardrobe now. So I've picked out some little fucking Father Christmas number that I've got.
It's a shock.
You like it? Look, it's all. Yeah, it's all like fucking.
That ain't Ralph Lauren, is it?
Yeah, it's funny enough, mate. It is Ralph Lauren. Look at that.
I've always said you should start wearing Ralph Lauren.
Yeah, I don't wear enough of it, mate, to be honest.
I don't think you've got enough of it, Nick, to be honest. I think you should buy some more.
No, you're right, mate. Look, I ain't made the bed today. How much of a state am I? You know what? I made the grave mistake before I come on. I was trying to get into the StreamYard, and an update come on, and I accidentally clicked yes, and it started doing an update.
Big mistake.
I hate it when you do that. I hate it when you do that, and there's no way of going back. You're pressing all the buttons, and nothing happens.
It was stuck on 30% for about 5 minutes. I think, oh my god, what is going on? What is it updating? Obviously, I ain't updated it for a long time. What have you been up to this week?
No, working.
Usual.
Yeah, working and lockdown.
Yeah.
People are saying my jumper's from the 80s.
That does look a bit. Doesn't look.
Does it look a bit? Does it look a bit fucking Christmas Vacation?
I was just about to say that looks like something Kevin Chase wore in National Lampoon.
Oh, that's a great film. That is a great film.
I rock this. I rock this jumper at work, mate. I was proud.
Yeah, I bet you strolled in like Conor McGregor, walking in, flinging your arm.
I did. I fucking walked in like that.
Look at me in me 98 retro.
What you got on, Graham? Let's have a look what you got on.
Adidas, bit of Adidas.
Oh, you fucking take the piss out of me for being in the 80s, mate. You got to have McAvinny's fucking McAvinny's dustbin.
I'll fucking be on board down there.
Hey, look,
what you got on, Scott?
like the old school.
Oh, yes, Scott, promoting the
last says, think it suits you, Nick. Nanny, Pat, and Dot would love it.
Dot would love that.
I'm going to keep wearing this T-shirt until it returns in the store.
What T-shirt is it, mate?
The Ogfather.
The Ogfather. You want the Ogfather back, do you?
I want it back, man. I like this T-shirt.
Okay. All right. We might bring it back for a limited time only. Thank you very much for everyone in the chat. I can see you filling up the chat right now. Hello to everyone now. So what are we talking about tonight, boys? There's only one thing to talk about, really, isn't there? International break.
Yeah, we've dug your jumper out enough, so let's talk about Declan Rice.
Do you know what? It's good. It's good coming back from an international break. No new injuries.
Well, you say that, Scott. But breaking, no, I ain't joking. I'm only joking.
Is it only Yama? That's it.
Yeah, Yarmolenko got tough with the old coronavirus. So, yeah, it's a disappointing. But, you know, at least we know it's not a long term. Well, it could be a long term. You know, you don't know, do you? But let's hope that, it's been a good international break for West Ham players, especially Declan Rice. I mean, it was lucky 13 for him. 13th game and he scored. And it wasn't the greatest of headers, but I think if you're going to score a goal for England, you don't care how they're going. You know,
exactly. Yeah, right.
As Graham said before we come on, it was head, shoulders, knees and toes, and eyes and ears.
But that's the thing, though. It don't matter. That first goal for your countries.
You see what it meant to him, and you see the celebration as well. Like, he looked up to the skies and he was like, "Oh my god!" Like, he scored for England, he scored for his country. Yeah. I know he's got all the history with the Ireland thing, but you got to move past that now. He's an England international, and he scored. And obviously, the title of the video is Declan Rice, a future England captain. I think 100%. I think Gareth Southgate trusts him that much that I think he can be a captain for England.
Well, important games he's in every week, isn't he? You know what I mean? Like he's sort of a mainstay. You know, he flips between. I mean, the big talk would be about Grealish because I thought in the first, was it first or second game? He was fantastic. Even the one that we lost against Belgium.
Both games. Grealish is. I've said it many a time before. Grealish is a massive talent. And not only that, Phil Foden. He had an unbelievable game for England. You know, we've got so much quality attacking wise for England. The only thing that worries me is the defence, but that's something we can work on. We've still got some good defenders to come through, and there was some that was out injured. But going forward, the talent, the choice, the headache Gareth Southgate's got. I've never known an England squad in my lifetime to have so much talent in it. You know, and it's I think Declan Rice, he's winning around a few of the media as well, and a few of the people that doubted him at first because he didn't fit that playing outside the top 6 bracket. You know what I mean? It always had to be you had to play for the top 6. Proven week in, week out for West Ham, and he's doing it for England as well now.
Yeah, and that's,
when you think about England sides of the past, it was always built on defence, weren't we? But like Ryan said, we've got a lot of exciting options going forward now.
The thing is, as well, when you look at the team that was out for Iceland, that was sort of a false change because of the players that were out injured. You know, so you saw against Belgium where he totally got it wrong with the players, with the system that he had, and then against Iceland he got it right because Iceland can be a tricky game, and we ended up sweeping them away, which was the main thing. But that's what I said. Like, you know, you look at the talent you got Grealish, Foden, you know, and Mount, and technically when you look at it, that's the second string because you should have had Sterling and Rashford playing as well. So attacking wise, there's an abundance. It's just like I said, it's getting it right defensively and tactically.
It's not that you've got Calvert-Lewin as well. You've got Danny Ings that was out injured. You've got Tommy Abrahams. You know, Harry Kane. I see a stat the other day, and I was so surprised when I read it. That Harry Kane hasn't scored for England in over a year. And I'm sitting there thinking, I'm sure I've seen him score, but he hasn't. And I was very surprised with that. So, you know, Harry Kane is the main man for England. There's no doubt about that. So it's about building around him. But there are players like Calvert-Lewin, Abraham, players, Danny Ings, that can come in and, you know, force him
player that don't get mentioned enough as well. It's Rashford. You still got like Rashford, Sterling. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like Grealish now pushing for the wings. But let's look, it's all about Declan Rice. Scored his first goal. She said it wasn't the prettiest of goals. But he didn't play against Ireland. Now, do you think that was purposely? He didn't play against Ireland?
Yeah. Yeah, but that not purposely because of the history he's got with Ireland, purposely because it was a pointless friendly that didn't need to be played, and we had a competitive game against Belgium a few days later.
Yeah, you asked Declan Rice. Declan Rice would have rather been on the pitch than in the stands. But I think it would have been one of them games. It was a risk. We had 2 big games coming up. Obviously,
do you think they would have tried to kick the shit out of him, right? That's
the history with Ireland. You know, there could have been some stupid tackles going in. I mean, they could have done that to Grealish, but they couldn't get near him. So, it's just one of them things. You know, people still mention the Ireland thing, and look, you got to move on from it now. Declan Rice is an England international, and he will be for a long, long time. You forget he's only 21. He's made over 100 appearances for West Ham. He's got 13 England international caps now. He's playing in, you know, he'll be in the next tournament. Obviously, we're saying this. We hope he don't get injured and he misses out, but he will be a starter for England. He'll be one of the first names on the team sheet of the Euros.
Let's have a little bit of a quiz as well, right? Just to spice things up. So you can put your answers in the comment section. I'm sure this has gone around today, but I haven't looked at any social media today. Who was the last player to score for England? West Ham player to score for England?
Matthew Upson.
Scott?
Carlton Cole. I'm sure he scored for England, but go on.
I think Nat King Cole got more goals for England than Carlton Cole.
I think Ryan might be right. I think it was Matty Upson.
It was Matty Upson. Yeah. It was Matty Upson. Yeah, that long ago, 10 years ago, it was Matty Upson.
I think we ain't had many players play for England since then. For us, really.
See, I initially I thought Carroll because he scored in the 2012 Euros.
Yeah, he didn't play for us then, no, did he?
He didn't play for us then. No, he was a Liverpool player. No, he was on his way to.
I'll never forget
to make his move.
That 2010 World Cup because Matty Upson weren't the greatest, and he's scoring against Germany in the World Cup. And yeah, it was it's shocking, but hopefully a few more of our players. I mean, there's a few players at West Ham that could be knocking on the door for England. I mean, Antonio, the form he's been in, there's no reason why he shouldn't get another chance with England. He got called up last time and he never played. Creswell's knocking on the door again. Bowen, I'm sure, will be knocking on the door in future. It's good.
It's good. Keep it going. If it keep it going,
it's good for West Ham, and it's good for England as well.
Yeah, absolutely. He's going to be a mainstay in the England side. Will he be with us for much longer? Who knows? But let's enjoy him while he's here.
That's the thing. He hasn't got to go nowhere at the moment, has he? There's still an opportunity if the rumours of the takeover and all that are true that he could go on to better things with us. He doesn't. At the end of the day, he's enjoying playing. He's in the England squad. He's not playing for us. Isn't hindering him getting into the England setup. So there's no rush for him to go. He's still a young lad.
He's comfortable at West Ham. He's got the armband at the moment. He's first name on the team sheet every week. He's enjoying his football at West Ham. We're building a good team. He's, as I said, he's 21. I think he turns 22 in January. So he's still young. Even if he's at West Ham for another 3-4 years, he's still only young if he wants to make that move. But I don't see any reason why. I think, if he goes to Chelsea, he takes a backward steps in his career, not because we're bigger than Chelsea. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that he won't play every single week for Chelsea. Where at West Ham, he's the main man. He's not going to be the main man at Chelsea. So I just think
I'm sure he'll want to. I'm sure he'll want to win trophies at some point,
of course,
in his career, because he's a top player. He should be playing in the Champions League. He should be playing in things like that. I'm sure he will. But in terms of winning trophies, I'm not being funny, right? And I mean this with the greatest respect. And I'm not saying like we've got any other chance of winning a trophy in front of Chelsea, but Chelsea. Are they going to win the title? You've got to be looking at Liverpool, Man City, haven't you? Like Chelsea, although they're a good team, they're on the build. There are two teams there at the minute that seem like a more attractive proposition who are in line to win the Champions League or in line to win the league, and they're the big ones that people want. I think he'd be making a mistake to go in Chelsea because, as people said in the comments, and I'll take some comments in the section from the comment section in a minute. They might want him to play centre back, and I don't think he's comfortable there as a centre. He's comfortable anywhere on the pitch, but I don't think he'd want to play centre back because that would obviously hinder his England chances because he's established himself as a centre midfielder. And obviously, there's no guarantee of winning trophies with Chelsea.
No. I'm at the thinking that the club for him to go to, if he does leave us, is City. City is screaming out for a decent holding midfielder. And I think he'll suit City more than anybody else, to be honest. I don't see him.
Pep's just signed a contract, hasn't he? So look, let's not talk about him to other teams. Let's not do that.
Stop talking about him leaving. He's a West Ham player. Enjoy him.
Just as I say, just enjoy him while he's here.
Look, Ryan's getting all upset. What you done? You spoiled it.
Yeah.
Look, I'm enjoying seeing Rice week in, week out playing for us as team captain. And I've said for a long time, future England captain massively. He will be the one that could possibly lead us to win something.
Right, let's take some comments from the comment section. Crosshammer says Antonio backs on Sunday. Good to see Jason Sancho in here. It's always good to see Jason Sancho. I thought his name was Jaden. I Swallow Come says, "Hi Nicky, do you think Ben Rama should start?"
Don't worry, Nick. We're not live.
I walked into that one. Oh, someone's going to clip that, I'm sure. I Slow Come says, "Hi Nicky, do you think Ben Rama should start?" Yes, he should. Steve Brown says, "Where's Dan the Man?" Dan the Man is with his dad having a drink via Zoom, I believe. Peter Ridley, Antonio updates, lads. Nick says he's back on Sunday. Yarmolenko having COVID is blessing. I don't know why. Worst clothes is blue ink in Stratford Centre, says Callie Storland.
What, is blue ink still about?
I don't know. Suchek and Kufel done well. It's got a screamer, didn't he, Suchek?
Yeah.
I mean, Souček had a great international break. Kufal, Haller, scoring. All the players have come back. I see the pictures on the website just before we went on, and they've all come back with smiles on their faces. And the most important thing is that, as Scott said earlier, they're injury free, which is massive. And it's good that I'm pleased for Souček as well, because he's a massive player for West Ham. Massive.
Ken Anna says Oggie's a top defender. If Oggie wasn't fit, I'd be worried about Sunday as a real leader. I've heard he's back. Graham, are you in heaven? Seems a bit bright behind you, says Garino 1971. Jack J Hammer says Nicky looks like a white Mr. T with that landing strip on his head. Station 3576. People saying their daddy's 50. Christ, made me feel old. I reckon I might be the oldest in here. I'm sure you're not, mate. Graham's here. Garino 1971 says our lucky charm is top row of Friday Night Pint. I think that's you, Graham.
Didn't Graham go to Mozart's first concert?
Yeah,
he taught Mozart all he knows.
I love you, Graham.
Tart Geo says, think Lamps wants in Mount and Kaya as the main three in all 21 years old, but agree Ryan, he won't play every game. Currently think title race is open this season, to be fair. Yeah, to be fair, it is open a little bit this season. Even if West Ham didn't have one player with end team, but they have more with the other end teams out doing well. I don't know what that means. Tom Hatcher says Rice and Souček centre midfield doing great. Everyone's laughing at me saying that man's name.
Just quickly, just on Tom's thing there, Rice and Souček. Do you think they're the best centre midfield pairing we've had? Who would you say before that was the best centre mid pairing that we had?
Before them two, I would say Carrick and Cole, maybe.
Yeah, I suppose there's an argument you could probably say.
Lampard was in that.
Nolan and Noble when Nolan first come to the club, but I just don't know of two centre midfielders that we've had that I felt so comfortable having in there. And
I agree with Tart and Gio, Song and Noble.
Yeah, Song. Yeah, during that. Yeah.
2016. Right.
The thing is, they've not had a bad game, really.
I'm surprised
they weren't great.
Edward Cisse and Don Hutchinson.
Edward Cisse? Fucking hell. Bringing up names from the bin.
Oh, do you remember?
No, but you think about that 99 team. You had Lampard, you had Cole, Carrick, Lomas at the time as well, who was solid. Moncur. I think like any of them. I'm not saying that they beat sort of Rice and Souček, but like that's a good midfield five to have in it to put in. You can put any of them in, and you'd be absolutely fucking buzzing about any of them playing.
Ollie and Sean have just said Rio Coker and Mullins. That's a good shout.
Yeah. They were decent.
Very good shout.
That's the thing. These two are the best we've had for a while.
It's just a shame that Rio Coker got such a big head and thought he was better than what he was at the time.
Yeah, it's just a shame that side, the year we got to the cup final and nearly won it, the following season we should have been really pushing on for finishing, sort of top 8, top 6, maybe pushing for more cuts, but then it all fell apart. Our players got big heads.
I don't know about Ken Hammer's feeling old. Cisse was 17 years ago. I feel old now. Oh yeah, 2003. Yeah, fucking hell.
He'd believe like Mullins. I was in my 20s. Mullins kept Mascherano out the side. He just retired, didn't he, Mascherano?
Yeah, Mascherano. Yeah. It's a shame. It's a shame we didn't see more of him with us. I think it was just he was far too intelligent for the other players playing around him.
The only thing I remember about Mascherano playing for us is when he bit the phone. Do you remember that? He got up and he bit him on the shoulder.
No, I think Defoe bit him, didn't he?
Oh, yeah, I think he did,
Yeah, Defoe bit Mascherano.
Maybe it was, maybe it was Defoe bit him. He must have just thought, you saucy cunt, and he just fucking... Oh, God. How long did I last this week? 20 minutes.
20 minutes this week.
Well, that's a new record.
Oh, that's an improvement, mate. It's an improvement.
You're getting better, mate.
Done like a minute and a half last week.
If we can just hang it out until about 55 minutes next week, you're on to a winner there, mate.
Oh, What else we got? Scott, pick a new subject.
No.
Go on.
Going back to internationals, Randolph made his 50th appearance for Ireland as well. We forgot to mention that. You know, it was good for him.
That's decent gang because Ireland had some good keepers.
Yeah.
Real good keepers.
I think they want to put him up front because they ain't scored in the last 5 games.
That's true. They're in a bit of a transition, though, aren't they? They're trying to bring in new players. They haven't got a big pool of players. You know, you look at some of the players they've had in the past, you can't really replace them, can you? People like Robbie Keane and players like that.
You look at the Ireland sides from like sort of like the late 80s up to mid 90s and that, they're good sides. You know, like all the players were playing in the Premier League. And that, you know,
but Ireland had some top players.
World Cup.
I think that's the problem with the Scots and the Irish and Northern Ireland and all that. They have one or two, like at times they have one or two like real class, you know, like top players. Like, you know, Robbie Keane back in the day was a top player. You know what I mean? And like they had a good goalkeeper and all that. But they have to fill their squad with League One and Championship players. I think that's the problem with them sort of sides. Same with Wales. Same with Scotland. But there are times when
Wales have been doing really well. I think they won 5 and drew 1 in their group. This is if you want to move on to another subject, I think this is a good one to move on to. Crosshammer's views on Hurst pushing banning headers in school footy. I mean, I don't know if you have heard all the stories about the obviously dementia and things like that, and they're trying to ban heading in training. And I think I see David Moyes on Sky Sports News just before we started this, and he's saying that the ball manufacturers should try to introduce a new ball that they can use in training, that they can head, because it is part of the game. There's no denying it. It is part of the game. It was mad. I was listening to the radio this morning. They was talking about dementia. Obviously, there's no cure for dementia yet. There's a cure for cancer, cure for heart disease and things like that, but there's no cure for dementia. And there's more people dying in England today than there is from dementia, and there is coronavirus. And that's worrying because no one even talks about it. You know, it's all about coronavirus at the moment, rightly so. But that was a scary stat when I heard that, and it's mad. And obviously, we're losing so many people at the moment. And they were talking about amateur football as well, because you think we played a lot of football for years as younger. You know, just because we're not professional, don't mean that we never went out there and headed the ball. I remember booting the ball as high as I can. Nicky used to do it. We used to header it as far as we could.
Yeah, of course. But I've got to say this about that. I do understand, obviously, because you've got the likes of Martin Peters, who suffered with dementia.
I think it's 5 or 6 of the England squad.
Yeah, but let's look at where we are in society today and who's like at that age. And if you think about the football in the 60s, it had a big fucking lace for it. My old man showed me a football that he had when he was growing up, and it was basically like a reproduction of that 1966 sort of mitre ball with the lace for it. And he told me that if you went up for a header with that, he goes, and you hit that lace, he said it split your head open. So you can just imagine.
When he was at school, it split someone's head there.
Yeah. Like he was telling me, like it used to split your head open if you used to hit that lace, right? Now that is the people that are like, obviously there's no room for experimentation, but let's be frank, we're not heading them fucking big lumps of leather anymore. I played with a ball when I used to play, and I played football in 12 years, 13 years. Last time I played football.
Yeah.
2007. So you're talking about 13 years the last time I played football. Now, Scott, when we was the manager of you was the manager of our football side back in the day, we had a football that they used in the Premier League that they used in proper matches, like proper £100 footballs that was too light for us to use.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? Do you remember we had to get rid of the balls and get a little bit heavier ones because they was too light, because we was kicking them and they was going fucking miles and you couldn't judge the flight of the ball and all of that. We're not heading big lumps of leather anymore. We're heading like, you know, as light and aerodynamic as they come. If it starts happening in 20 years, when the Premier League footballs of the 90s are suffering with it, then I'd say yeah. But at the moment, I would say, you know, it's part of the game. And I want like, if I was to have, I've got children, but when they go to play football, heading is a big part of the game. If I don't think if I wasn't allowed to head the ball, I don't think I'd have made it into any team.
Yeah, but I think there's for kids, you can use for heading practice, you can use a sponge ball, things like that. And then, the thing is, I know you're saying about the balls are lighter and that now, but you can kick them a lot harder. They travel a lot quicker. And
but that's like anything, though. Right?
Listen, I'm all for head. I'm part of the game. I used to love headering the ball and things like that. It is part of the game, but there is something that they say they're about 10 years away from finding a cure for dementia. So, hopefully it won't affect future generations as much, but it is affecting the older generation, and there's a lot behind it. I mean, they've never proven it, but but it's not only they're talking about football, but there's also, you could say, the case for boxing as well.
But you're also going to have to open up a case for rugby because it gets smacked in the head all the time.
That's what I'm saying.
They get pounded. I mean, look at all the controversy there was with American football about impacts to the head.
Yeah,
years ago when they were saying like with concussions and all that, which is why we are where we are now.
You look at the likes of the UFC. The UFC upsets me. That really makes me anxious because I'm not a big fight fan. I'll be honest with you. I know a lot of people look at me and the way I am, and they go to me, "What? You're not a boxing fan or a UFC fan?" And I'm like, "Not really," because it makes me anxious because I hate the fact. Like someone punches someone in the face, they go down, right? And in boxing, the referee has stopped them from going over there and all that. In UFC, they just fucking jump on top of them and start smashing them. And there's nothing worse to me than I'm thinking to myself, like, imagine being that startled and knocked out, and as soon as you hit the ground, someone's on top of you, fucking smashing you in with a forearm. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think to myself, that makes me feel anxious.
I've never been into the UFC and all that. I'm obviously more of a boxing fan than I am that. But there is a lot of you've got an argument for every sport, but at the moment they're obviously focusing on football a lot more. I just think it's sad. Dementia's a very sad disease, and it's one that could affect us all in the future. And it don't even have to be through headering a ball; it can just happen, and it's probably one of the worst diseases you can get. I mean, I can't imagine. I know families that have been through it, and I can't imagine, imagine being in that situation yourself, not remembering anything. And it's a horrible disease. And I hope that they can find a cure a lot earlier.
The thing you've got to look at, right, is, you look at dementia. It's quite a modern, what you class as a modern disease, but it's been around for a long time. It's the fact that where now people are living a lot longer and stuff like that. That's why it's more prominent.
As I said, Scott, I couldn't believe when I heard that stat that it's killing more people today in England than coronavirus. And coronavirus is wiping out hundreds, thousands.
That's it. But the thing for me is, right, look, I know a lot of the England squad have got it from 66. What about other squads? The England squad weren't the only people playing football in the 60s in the 66 World Cup. How many of the German squad have got it? How many of the teams have got it? Because you can't sit there and link a disease to football if it's only the England players. When you look at, say, 12 England players, if you're saying 5 haven't got it or 6 have got it, what about the Germans? What about the Brazilians? How many of them? How many of these?
We obviously don't know that, but if you looked into it, you might find out a bit more.
That's the thing. That's the thing for me. Yeah, look, it does need to be looked into, because any sport, whether it's boxing, UFC, rugby, football, any sport where you have an impact to your head can potentially damage your brain. And let's be honest, boxers, when they step into the ring, know the risk. UFC fighters, when they step into the octagon, know the risk. Football players, rugby players, know there is risk to the jobs that they do. And let's be honest, football players are really well paid. That doesn't mean that they deserve to go and get illnesses like this, and there needs to be a lot of research into it. But what I don't want to see is this culture of we pick up something, blame something, and then try and change it without properly.
I don't think they're trying to blame it, Scott. They're obviously trying to improve it just in case, to look after. Looking after future generations.
Yeah, but let's look at it across the board.
But let's be honest,
every country, not just us.
Barbara Windsor is suffering from it, and I doubt she headed football week in, week out. You know what I mean? So
she had her head near some balls, mate. I can tell you that in her 20s.
But it's the thing for me, a lot of it is to do with the fact of the age of people, the average age that we're living up. Yeah,
my nan's got it.
Yeah, and it's sad, you know. I know one of my mates' granddads went through it, and it's heartbreaking, you know. It's as I said, look, they've obviously there's cure for a lot of diseases and things like that. So I'm hoping that they do obviously find one a lot sooner, because it's a horrible disease. But
my wife's nan had it, like passed away. It's horrible to see. It's horrible.
Yeah, it is horrible.
It's horrible seeing my nan go through it.
It is horrible. It is horrible. Like with all of the like joking aside and all that, it's probably one of the worst, because I can't think of anything worse than going to see your mum or your dad or your granddad and then just not being able to remember who you are. Yeah, and they talk to you like a stranger.
Daughter's mum's nan had it. And when she used to go and visit her, and after time she thought like a granddaughter was a daughter. You know, I read Michael Caine's autobiography, and a good friend of his, you know, they had a little group that would always go out, and there was this one guy who got it, and it was literally he forgot every member of their group of friends. And like you read about it, it's one of the worst diseases out there. And you know,
I think one of the worst things about dementia is you basically lose them twice. Because you lose them, you lose their mind, and you lose you lose them, and then obviously they pass. So it's like losing them twice. You know, I don't think.
Go on. Sorry.
No. I just don't think I could think of anything worse. And you know, going to see my mum that you love so much and has done so much for you, and they're looking at you as if you're a total stranger, and you're like, "Oh, who are you then?" and all of that. It's a horrible thing. So listen. Do some more research into it.
I think that's what I'm saying. I think they are, and you can see people in the comments there going up and down. There's a lot of people that's been affected by it, and it's a good subject to talk about. And you know, we sit on here and talk about football week in, week out, and West Ham moan about this and that. But it's good to have these conversations, because you know it might affect one of us in the future. You never know, and it's just one of them things. So let's just hope that they do find a cure for it.
There was a couple of years ago. Like I'll be honest with you, they thought, like, because I was so forgetful and stuff with things, I had to get checked from a doctor to see if I didn't have like early signs of demencia. I didn't. I was just a fucking unorganized bastard.
I used to think that every time we went out and you never went out to the bar.
No, but that's serious. But when I was about 32, I was very forgetful. There was one time, like, I don't know whether I had some sort of like knock on the head or whatever, but like, I'm not joking, right? When I say this, and my missus will back me up. She's downstairs. She'll back me up. I forgot how to use my knife and fork. Don't laugh, Scott. Look at his face.
No, that's
no. I promise you, I was holding the knife. I was holding the knife and fork, right? And I was thinking, like, how the fuck? Like, I was like trying to cut sag, and I just couldn't do it, right? And I was like,
you ain't eaten for ages.
No. I'm not talking about now. I'm talking. This is about 5 years ago, right? Yeah. So like, I was forgetting a lot of things. I was doing, and then like all of a sudden I had a knife and fork in my hand, and I just couldn't work out how to cut my. I had a bit of steak or chicken or something. I just couldn't work out how to do it, right? And I was thinking to myself, like, fucking hell. So that really prompted me to go to the doctors, and they give me a scan, like, to check for like if I had sort of like premature dementia, and I didn't. I was just a forgetful, unorganized bastard that had a couple of bad days, I think. But yeah,
that's the thing. You can have a lot going on in your life that then makes you forget simple things, and then you're sitting there thinking, "Oh, it's seriously wrong with me," and it's not. It's just because you've got so much going through your head at one time that you forget the simpler things that you're meant to remember.
Yeah, it could have been like, that's the thing. It could have been sleep deprivation, but like it's a scary thing. Like when you're sitting there looking at a knife and fork, you think that's a knife and fork. I know that's a knife and fork. How the fuck do I use it? You know what I mean? And that's,
as I say, I'm reading the comments here, and it's like getting like it's
emotional
to see how many like people going through it. And as I said, it's something that we should talk about because it is a big subject at the moment, especially in football. But I think we should maybe move on to something a bit more.
The thing is, like you said, you look at. I don't really want to bring the comments up about it, but you look at what people are saying there, and it's affecting nearly everyone in the comments, or it's affecting or has affected nearly everybody in the comments. So it shows how prominent it is as a problem and as a disease. It's scary. It is scary. Really, really scary.
Right. Bring up something else now. Let's get on to a little bit lighter subject. Go on.
Well, one thing we forgot to mention at the start of the show, and I think we should mention it, is obviously England lost another legend. Ray Clements sadly passed away. It's getting more and more in it. It seems like every week we're doing this now. We're raising a glass for someone that sadly passed away. But Ray Clements was, the stories I've heard of him, and he was an absolute gentleman. And I never ever got to meet him, but obviously going to England games, used to see him on the coaching staff. So it's just another legend gone. It's sad. It's feels like we're
good goalkeeper too.
It's
bloody good goalkeeper.
Yeah, I mean, I see a video of him when he played for Tottenham and he went back to Anfield for the first time, and the reception he got, just showed, what how respected he was.
I thought it was talking to me like after, because it was a bit of a shock because it was just totally unexpected when I saw it, and I was I know you take the piss out of me now being old, but I said to my dad, mate, like, makes you realise how old you're getting now, and all the people you used to watch as a kid.
Great.
You think like you watch it
like Des O'Connor.
Des
O'Connor.
Great. Can I be honest? Great. Can I be honest? I feel old. Wayne Rooney's a fucking manager.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, when you watch like all the people that used to watch as a kid and all that, and they start.
That's part of growing up and getting old.
It makes you feel older. Makes you feel old when all the people used to.
Let's move on to something a bit positive because I can feel the old emotions going out. Antonio, back. Antonio should be on the bench. I see people saying he should start on Sunday. I don't think that's right.
No, he shouldn't. It's rushing him, isn't it? I think Oggy was just out.
No, it's English.
Antonio, it was a long-term injury, and we know his track record for muscle injuries. So
I wouldn't.
I'll be honest.
Rush him back
unless we need him.
I'll be honest, Scott. You put him on the bench, mate. If things ain't going right, he's a great option to bring on.
Exactly. And the thing is, well, if you think you stick him on the bench, and a bit like when Wolves played us last season, where they kept Chiore on the bench, and then you bring him on against tired defenders. No one's going to want Antonio running at for the last 15 minutes of a match. But I just think leave him on the bench, give him time to rest, give him time to heal. What he returned to training yesterday, wasn't it? Like first.
I wouldn't rush him back. Back.
Sorry, before we go on, boys, I've just got to say something. Matt Powell joins us every week. I saw it at the beginning of the show, and I was going to mention it, but I lost my track of thought. I think his mum's ill. So let's wish Matt's mum a speedy recovery.
Yes,
I just want to say that before we go on because I'll forget otherwise.
Wish you your mum all the best, Matt.
Yeah, mate.
All the best, mate.
Definitely.
So Haller, I mean, we see him score that goal in the national game.
Mm-hmm.
Look, we're playing Sheffield United. We shouldn't have to have. We don't need to rush Antonio back. No way.
Do you know what though? Do you know what? Part of me's like, as well as we've been playing,
you want to give them a good idea.
West Ham, they haven't won yet. They're bottom of the league.
Yeah, the thing is, I mean, everyone, and rightly so, Sheffield United got all the praises they deserved last season, but we're starting off 10 points ahead of them this season. We're on 11, they're on a point. We've never beaten them in the Premier League at Bramall Lane. We've got a poor record.
I'm trying to think last time we actually won up there. I think it's about 89, 90.
No, last time we beat them was in the Championship when Sheringham and Harewood scored. And what was that, 2005, something like that. But in the top flight.
Did we win then? I couldn't even remember us winning then.
Yeah.
Harewood before that.
Harewood and Sheringham. Believe me, Gray. I just think, it's a great time to play them because they've got a few injury worries as well, and I think there's a few players that are due back for them. But I don't see why the crowd ain't now, and I think we owe them. I think we owe them for last season with the way it ended with Snodgrass. You know, with his goal getting ruled out with the Declan Rice handball that was never a handball. And it's a great opportunity for West Ham because we can show now how far we've come as a team. Because we've got Sheffield United, Villa, Man United, and Leeds. You know, the next 4 games are massive. If we can get 7 points out of them 4 games, you know, it pushes us right up there and it sets us for the season. You know, if we lose on Sunday, it's not the worst thing in the world, but it'll be very disappointing because I think West Ham can go there and I think we can get a result there. I think we can get a win.
I'd go with Ben Rama this week because they haven't scored for a long time.
100%.
They're struggling to sort of score goals.
100%.
4 goals in 8 Premier League games this season.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're struggling to.
I think I'll drop. I was going to say. I think it's harsh, but I think I'll drop Fornals and start Ben Rama, Haller, and Bowen. That's how I'd start. I mean, people might not agree with me, but I just think Ben Rama for me, he has to start. And if you're going to start him, start him against teams like Sheffield United. You know that he can. We're going to have a lot. I think we're going to have a lot of the ball on Sunday. Now Sheffield United are going to be a tough team. You know, any team they put out, they've got a good manager and they're a tough team. But I just think with the players we've got on the pitch, you know, the safety of having Rice and Souček in the middle, the back 5. I can't see no reason why we can't go there and dominate the game.
The problem for me is we saw it against Fulham. You know, Rice and Souček have been really good this season as the midfield too. I thought after the first 10 minutes against Fulham, they dominated the midfield because they had that extra man in there, and it took us too long to adjust our game. Yeah, and not being funny, I think Sheffield United do exactly the same. They're going to stick men behind the ball. We're going to have a lot of the ball. I'm with you. Personally, I think Ben Rama should start because we need someone who's going to unlock a defence or cause players.
That little bit of guile that'll just.
Yeah, but I'm confident going up there. Like I forgot to say, I've done the preview and sent it over. I've totally put the message about it. But
I'll be honest.
I'll do that tomorrow.
I'll be honest with you, mate. Every game this season since the Newcastle game, I've been confident going into it. Even the games that we wasn't expected to win. You know, there's just something about this West Ham team. It reminds me a bit of the Pardew team. You know, when we first come up, there's no fear in this team, and it's an attacking team.
That's it. It's just getting it right, and that's. I'd like to see us go a bit more attacking. You know, go a bit more.
I did say this, and I got slated the other week, so I'm not going to say it again. But
no, I think that we was the reason why I said that, mate, and like after the football game, Fulham game, I did sort of think about it and thought to myself, we probably should have gone a bit more attacking and then put an extra man in the midfield. The only reason I said that is because we were playing so well, and I don't like to see,
winning a performing team, innit?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And like with the Haller situation and all of that sort of thing, was playing so well. I still don't think Haller works hard enough. But he's gone away. He's got himself a goal in international break. He's got an international career in front of him. It looks like now, so he's going to be settled with that. So let's see what he can do. Let's put someone up there that's going to take players on and unlock defences and like. All due respect to Fornals, I love Fornals as a player. I think he's got a lot to learn in attacking, but he works so hard for the team. I just think we can afford to sort of cheat a little bit and leave someone up there with him, if that makes sense.
I think it'd be good for Fornals to maybe be dropped, because I think when players are dropped, it shows that they're not guaranteed first team football, and there are players ready to step in and take their place, and they always up their game a bit. So I think it might do him good to be dropped and give Ben Rama that start, because I think he deserves it.
Maybe, like, if we go down, maybe we'll see Antonio come on and Haller and Antonio play up front together. It's what everyone's been wanting, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's the thing as well. We've got to explore
give it a try.
Yeah, we've got to explore our options, because obviously we've got a practically fully fit squad now with Oggy and Antonio coming back. I think Noble's a slight doubt for this one, but we're a fully fit squad. So there's going to be games where we need to change things up. So let's start seeing, someone's just put it in the comments, a plan B. We need to see that we've got a plan B. When things ain't going right, we can sit there and go, hang on, we've got him, and him. Right, let's change it. Let's change the system. Let's do this. Let's do, show that we're just not, right, these are our 11. This is all we've got. Because that's how it was towards the end of lockdown, after lockdown, the end of last season. That was our 11. That 11 plays, we win. They don't, then we're in trouble.
It's going to be interesting as well because apart from Yarmolenko, everyone's fully fit. So some people are going to miss out on the bench. Will Mark Noble's fit now? Will he make the bench?
Yeah, this is it.
This is why I think David Moyes at the moment has got such a headache, and it's a good headache to have. As a manager, that's what you want. You're going to upset people, but that's part of being a manager. You got to upset people, and them players have got to work hard in training, and when they're given the opportunity to show why they should be in the first team.
And the thing is,
not a situation we've been in, is it?
These are the teams where you want to get, where you can get Noble involved. I thought if Noble was on the bench, I can't remember where he was on the bench, but if he was on the bench for the Fulham game, it may have been an idea to bring him on to pack out the midfield a bit more. This is the thing.
He wasn't on the bench.
Yeah, so that's the thing, and that's what you've got to look at. Every player at the moment has got a key role to play somewhere along the line in these games coming up now.
You're right, Scott. Well, Kathy always said that.
Yeah, no, you are. You're bang on, Scott. And that's what I love. I love seeing a squad and a team that are fighting for places, because that's what you want. And every player in that team now, especially attacking wise, has got someone up their arse. I mean, Bowen, he's probably one of the first names on the team sheet for me, but a couple of bad games, and there's someone ready to step in. Fornells or Lanzini, or Ben Rama, Yarmolenko.
But that's it. You look at them names you just rattled off there. The 4 names of 4 players that you sit there and think.
I've got to admit, Scott, it fucking turned me on a bit there saying all that.
That's it. You know, this situation where if Bowen has a bad game, you got Lanzini to come in, you got Yarmolenko to come in, Fornells is bad, Rama's coming. There's so much competition. It's still a worry, the fact the striker competition. That's the thing. We've got to see. We saw something there against Fulham. If he starts, we need to see more of an improvement against Sheffield United and get the team playing around him.
That's something that they're looking to address in January. I mean, the Joshua King rumours come out again today. You've got the 2 boys at Real Madrid that they're linked with, and you're going to get that. But just getting through now until January, I mean, you could even, Antonio's back now, so he'll play up front when he's fully fit. If he's out, you've got Haller that can play there. You've got also Bowen that can play there. You've also got Ben Rama that can play there.
And Yarmolenko.
So there are options there, but it's whether
there are too many square pegs round holes there. We need another.
You have to.
But we're just saying, if we're in dire straits, it's options, isn't it?
Yeah, you have to change. You have to change the system to suit something.
To be fair, I think we've been in dire straits since we didn't sign one in the summer, because with 1 or 2, as you see, Antonio went down, Haller goes down. There we're up. We're fucked. So we definitely need to get a look. Luck may be on our side this season.
We have to go. To be honest,
that's what I'm saying. Like we've been so many seasons where you get key injuries in key positions, which was why I think a lot of West Ham fans were upset, because you're expecting the Antonio injury, you're expecting the injury to other people, and to leave us so bare, I think it's a bit of a shit show, to be honest with you. But look, we're due a bit of luck. If we get through to Christmas, well, we're nearly at Christmas, but if we get through to January and we're still in the position we are, and we haven't had a lot of injuries, a couple of more sort of backup people, and we'll have an half decent squad.
Seems like Liverpool are having all the bad luck at the moment with injuries.
Yeah, but that's it. You always get one team. But should we talk about West Ham taking out a loan? They took out a loan, didn't they, last week?
Did they?
Yeah, some people were saying it's 100 million quid, but some people were saying 35 million quid.
Oh, well, okay.
I could have lent them 20 quid if they wanted it.
No, I couldn't even fucking lend them that.
I lent them 690 odd quid at the start of the season.
Yeah, that is people are still getting. It was 100 million quid. Barry says. Let's go on the fact that it's 100 million quid. Then
what was this for? What did they need? Because this way. I was slagging Tottenham off for loaning money. One who they loaned it off of, and why have we loaned it?
The bank, like Barclays Bank.
Why are we loaning money? I don't understand. Like,
I think it's to pay for the staff Christmas do, Scott.
No, I heard rumours. Obviously, we don't know much about it, but I was just like fishing for initial thoughts. Really, it's obviously to pay people back their money. I don't know.
I thought it was to do with a training ground. I read.
I think it was borrowed against the training ground.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I mean, it's ridiculous. Like that they've had to borrow. If they have to borrow 100 million to put it in towards the squad, then I'm all for that. But if it's, I don't know.
I think if you're going to borrow 100 million quid to put it towards the squad, you're going to be doing that sort of late December.
Are they borrowing it? Are they borrowing it for someone else? Just putting it out there. That's what I'm saying. Are they borrowing it for someone else?
I don't know.
Well, like Amigo loans or something.
No, you prick. I don't mean Amigo loan. I don't mean like David Sullivan's taking 100 million quid out and slipping it to his son.
I would love to be watching Can't Pay Will Take It Away in about a year's time.
And they're trying to wrap up the stadium. They've got a big clamp on the fucking doors. They're like, no.
Put a clamp on the hot dog stand.
And you got fucking, what's his name? What they called LS185 going like that. That don't belong to them. He's going, well, you got to get the paperwork over.
And all you see is
don't belong to them. All you see is it's got their name on the fucking top of it.
All you see is David Sullivan running down the Olympic Way, going, "It's not nothing to do with me."
I told that Cino, old bastard. I told him.
Why would they borrow money for someone else?
I don't know. I'm just saying.
Just saying.
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you had all the takeover rumours, and apparently it was going to be done by December, so they're running out of time to get that done. As I said back then, I didn't believe it then. I don't believe it now. I do believe that eventually they will sell the club. I don't think it'll be December. I don't even think it'll be next season. But I don't know. It's all rumours. I mean, yeah.
Rumours. Right, let's get into Ask Us Anything. Like, we've been going for 55 minutes. We've got another sort of 25, 30 minutes left. Let's lighten the subject. Let's lighten the mood a little bit. Let's get off the football. Let's talk about... Oh, do you know what happened to me, right? Just before I come on here. Every Friday, obviously, I can't eat like takeaway foods or anything like that anymore, right? I ordered... Every Friday, my son has a small pepperoni pizza, right?
Uh-huh.
So over the last sort of like, I don't know what it is, 10 weeks, 11 weeks, 12 weeks or whatever, since I come back from operation, he gets a little pepperoni pizza. We leave him to that. He enjoys that for Friday, right? So I've ordered this pepperoni pizza, but I've accumulated, this pizza shop's got enough points, right? A point system where you accumulate points and you get a free one.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. So I've accumulated enough points to get him a free pizza, right? So I thought, happy days, don't have to pay for it tonight. It normally costs me about £10 to get it delivered, whatever, right? So I've chucked this free pizza in this basket. Goes to checkout. All of a sudden, it says you still got to spend a tenner. I was like, what? You got to spend a fucking tenner on? Like, to get it delivered, you got to do a minimum delivery, right? Mm. So I go through, you get some chicken wings and some garlic bread, and it made it up to £10. Anyway, so I got this £10. So I thought, I'll have the chicken wings. Geezer turns out the door, right? Mm. Now, he is an older gentleman, yeah? And he's going to me, he was a bit late, right? So I said to him, "Oh, you're right, mate. Blah, blah. Oh, no, sorry about being late, mate. I'm sorry. I don't think I'm going to have a job when I go back. I've had a big row with them in there, blah, blah, blah. They're bloody useless in that place and all that." And he's just handing me box after box after box, right? So I'm standing there and I'm chatting away, yeah, but I'm not even realising, right? He's just piling boxes on top of my, right? So anyway, I got in. I put it on the table. Didn't even think twice about it. I'm coming up here, right? So Craig goes to me like, "What the fuck did you order?" I'm like, Oh, just a pizza, some chicken wings and some garlic. But she went, you got like 10 boxes. I was like, fucking, and a big, I'm not joking, right? I've got this pizza downstairs that looks like a steering wheel from one of the big trucks. It's that big, right? So it's give us that, which is like a big meat feast thing, a box of chicken wings, a box of chicken dippers, some garlic bread, this is the one that fucking upset me because I looked in the box, a tuna and jalapeno pizza. Tuna and jalapeno. Yeah, right.
Fuck it, if it's free, I'll have it.
We can't eat it. It's all downstairs. We can't get rid of the fucking thing. We can't eat nothing. I thought we'd have a box of nachos with cheese on top and jalapenos and all. We've got like about 50 quid's worth of food. I only ordered a small pizza and some chicken wings.
And that's the thing, man. If you should ring them up and say, hey, you got my order wrong, they'll tell you to keep all that and bring the other order round.
No, we got the order, but we've obviously got someone else's fucking order. Probably old streets.
Someone sitting in there fuming, wondering where their tuna and fucking jalapeno pizza is.
The ironic thing is, he's as he's passing me the boxes, he's going, they don't do their fucking job properly in that fucking place. And he's just passing me box after. I go, oh no, mate, it's tough to get a good start. He's going, they're fucking used, they fuck everything up, and he's giving me like 10 boxes of food. Listen, if anyone's in Wickford, mate, come round and get it because I don't fucking want it. It's just downstairs, gonna go to waste. I don't think there's any sort of homeless people out there because if there was some homeless people, I'd have probably drove it up to the top of the road and give it to them. But I don't think there are. I haven't seen any anyway.
Yeah, he would have done that 6 months ago.
Nah, 6 months ago, I'd have squeezed it all into one little fucking cube like a Scooby snack, like a Scooby Doo, and chucked it out there.
Months ago,
I'll tell you what, right? I've done some. I'll be honest with you, I've done some weight. I've done some weight since my operation, and I can't eat like I did. But fuck me, man. We went through some KFCs in them service stations, didn't we? Right?
Oh, mate. Yeah. Fucking. You know what? I'll be honest. Like, I haven't been eating shit during this lockdown, but like the gym's being shut has really pissed me off. I know people say, "Oh, I'll go for a run and all that," but when you have to get up for work at like 6 o'clock in the morning and you don't get home till late, it's difficult to motivate yourself to do that. And yeah, it's been tough. And I'm looking forward to the gym's reopening because you feel good after a gym session. But yeah, you do eat so fucking. When you go football, you eat some crap. When you're driving up and down their motorways and you stop off and
Burger Kings, a few Burger Kings, haven't we?
Yeah, cheeky.
Nah, the thing is, I used to be terrible for it because I'd be like, we'd stop it. As soon as we get in the car, I'd want to stop straight away.
Yeah, we're like, Nicky could drive to my house, right? I live in Grays. We get to Thurrock Services. He want to stop for something to eat. I'm like, Nick, we're in the car 2 minutes.
We've got 6 hours
yet. On the motorbike yet.
I'm like, look, let's just fucking get on the road. Like, oh, mate, I need a piss. I said, no, you don't. You want something to eat. I used to just drive. I used to turn the music up so I couldn't hear him. And then,
right, remember Spurs away at White Hart Lane?
Yeah, when he fucking got that Chinese after, and he went, "Oh, I can't eat that." I went, "I'm not surprised you had fucking KFC about 2 hours ago." Yeah, no, there's mate, yeah, you do, but you know what?
Philip Dimicali says, "Have you ever had a bargain bucket all to yourself?" I'll tell you a story about a bargain bucket, right? Years ago, and I was a kid then. I was a big kid, but I wasn't a massively fat kid, right? I was big built, right? We bought a bargain bucket. I swear on my life, there was one in Mallorca, right? We went into KFC. We met, like, me and my cousin was out there. I was about 14 at the time. No, sorry, I was about 16. My cousin was 14. And we bought it was a bargain bucket for €20 and it had 30 bits of chicken in it, right? But that was it. There was no like chips, no like sweet corn, nothing like that. It was just 30 bits of chicken, €20. It's meant to be this big family platter, right? So anyway, it was us, me, my cousin, and some lads we'd met out there. And we was all going clubbing in the town, right? So I was like, should we get something to eat before we go? Yeah. We're all staying on this all-inclusive place. We've got this fucking 30 bits of chicken for €20 thing, right? Now, we've had 2 each, right? Everyone's had 2 each. and there's 4 of us, I think, or 4, no, there's 5 of us, right? So I've had 2, mate's had 2. We're so excited that we're going out to fucking like clubbing because I'm 16, my cousin's 14. Some of them ain't even reached like 16 yet. That we've had these 2. We wanted to get going. My cousin would not give that bucket of chicken up. I swear on my life. And when we was walking to the nightclub, he ate every single fucking last one of them. He ate 21 bits of chicken on the way to a nightclub on a night out. And I shit you not. And he got to the last one. He went, I can't eat that. I went, I'm not so fucking surprised. To be quite honest with you. You know my cousin. I won't name him because I know he gets a little bit embarrassed. He ate 21 bits of fucking chicken.
Wagsy says outside his gym there's a McDonald's. Like, I'll tell you what, where my gym is in the retail park in Lakeside. So I literally have to drive past, like there's a Burger King opposite. I have to drive past KFC and McDonald's to get to this gym. And not only that, it's when you come out, but I'll tell you a story, right? I went, what was it, about a couple of months ago, went to the gym, got in there 5 o'clock in the morning. I was so tired. I got on the running machine. You know, sometimes you just feel, I can't be fucked. So I literally got off the running machine, got my bag, got in the car, drove to McDonald's, got myself a breakfast, and sat in the car park and listening to TalkSport. I just couldn't be fucking bothered. So what I do now is when I go gym, I don't take my wallet with me, so I don't take my card. So I can't ever do that again.
mate, I used to finish training, right, and on the way home from training, I used to drive past the chip shop, and in the end, I ended because of doing pest control and stuff like that.
Because George's.
No, not George's, mate. I used to go another one down Balaam Street, and in the end, I used to do the pest control.
Not Uncle Jim's. Uncle Jim's.
Yeah.
Uncle Jim's. Oh, we all used to have an Uncle Jim's coming out Balaam Street.
Mate, I used to go swimming I used to go gym at Balaam Street, go swimming, and come out and get a large chips and doner meat.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But like, I used to do the pest control there and the Indian next door, and like I always tie them in. So I finish training, go there, do that. The amount of food they used to have, you end up eating after training. It's just like, you end up putting all the calories you burn at training back
Chili
on
salad.
I've done that before. When I was training my mate, like it was about 20 years ago when we done marathon. We went on this big run. So you're trying to be all healthy. I went home and had like big, massive Chinese.
Ain't they called Snickers now, Gray?
Yeah. I did.
Wait.
I done you there, Gray.
Someone said that.
Snickers Duo, the big ones.
I was having a conversation today, right? Apparently, if you ever come across the old chocolate.
Whoa, Scott! I was just worried what you was going to say there.
No.
Worried.
No, right. Look, I found this interesting. Other people won't, right? But apparently, if you ever come across an old bar of Marathon, they sell for around 50 quid a bar, and you can't eat the thing because it's gone off.
Okay.
50 quid for a bar.
Just in Spain in '88.
Not Snickers.
Loads of them.
Mental.
Nicky, you should be supporting non-league Billericay. Jamie O'Hara is the gaffer. My non-league team's hashtag, mate.
But
that's where me and my boy went.
Billericay, Paul Konchesky's assistant manager there as well.
Yeah. I know that but my non-league team's hashtag. I'll take my boy. My boy loves it.
I need to. Well, next year I'm going to start taking Cody. I'll probably start him off with West Ham ladies. Get him used to being.
Yeah, that's for Cody. Scott,
yeah. Come here, boy. I want to take you over the ladies. Scott, come over there with this on, mate. Then no one will recognise you.
Jaden Sanchez says Nicky shouts all the food. I'll take a picture of it. When I go downstairs, I'll take a picture of it and I'll put it on Twitter. If you follow me on Twitter at NickyJ82. Nick said, I can't find the comment now, but he said someone said that. There we go. Jordan North's happy place was Turf Moor. What's your happy place if you had to eat a sheep's cock?
I'll tell you what, right? I've been watching I'm a Celebrity. I like this program, and it made me laugh because he was going happy place, Turf Moor, and then it goes to Ant and Deck, and I think Ant and Deck are brilliant. Some people don't like them, but I love them. And he went, and Deck was going, well, I'd hate to see his bad place if his happy place is Turf Moor. And he went, Burnley, that are currently second from bottom in the Premier League and haven't won all season. But I don't know.
I used to like the the takeoff of him from what's his name, Keith Lemon.
Keith Lemon,
yeah.
And I remember watching one of those on YouTube, and like when they're making him eat like lick his balls. Do you ever see that one?
Put ants' balls in your mouth.
Yeah, you got to put ants' balls in your mouth, and he goes. I bet he goes like that. It's I think it's Will Mellor.
Will Mellor, yeah.
Will Mellor.
Goes, oh my God, there's a hair, and he goes up to the camera and goes, "It's a hair, it's a hair." I'll tell you what, man, that fucking cracked me up. That was one of the funniest things.
When he kept going to him, he goes, "You're doing great. You're doing great.
Yeah,
You're doing great."
Yeah,
you got to put the balls in your mouth. You got to put the balls in your mouth.
Put ants' balls in your mouth. Hey,
where's your happy place?
Where's my happy place? Upton Park. My happy place.
Your happy place would change, wouldn't it? You know, through different events in your life, sort of thing.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah,
Florida's my happy place. Disney World.
I'd have to go all Judy Garland and say, "No place like home."
No, Disney World, man. And I know that. Yeah, I know that's an old cliche.
I'll say that, but yeah, put me round the pool in Las Vegas with a beer in my hand. You know, I was smiling every second. I don't think I'd never smiled in Las Vegas. It was just so hot, and it was, you know, see, with some people, they can't go to hot countries because of heat. I love the heat. I soak up that heat. And when you land, you know, when you're just so hot and you just get in that pool and you just relax and you dip your shoulders under, and then you get back out and there's a cocktail in your hand, and oh, mate, don't. I fuck coronavirus.
Yeah, mate, that's supposed to me just having family and friends around you. Yeah, exactly.
No, that's it. You are right, mate. You are right. It's that's the thing, isn't it? Being around your family, that's your happy place, isn't it?
Trucking Hammer says my happy place was the Mayflower, Canning Town. Oh, do you know what? I had so many good days in the Mayflower.
Where's the Mayflower?
I used to have this room. The Mayflower.
Do you know what? I was thinking of a pub for some reason, and I remember
where the church used to be. There used to be a little Mayflower there, and there was a room, and I forgot what it's called. Like, but it had all the crash mats and shit in it, and they used to let you go in there and just fucking like slam yourself up again. It's probably the fucking mental room, you know, the place where they put you like one of them soft rooms. But they used to let us go in there, and we just used to play like wrestling and stuff out.
Eastleigh Sports Hall, man. When they used to say, right, PE today, football. That was a happy place. That was a happy place.
To be fair, Disney World's my happy place. I don't think I've ever been as happy as I was in Disney World.
I can see you running down towards the Magic.
I'll tell you, the first time I went, I was so skeptical because I've never been sort of like that sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, my boy was only 2, so I was really excited to take him and all of that. But I was like, you know, it's a load of people dressed up in suits and all that. And I swear my life, right? And Jamie was really excited. And I got into the park, and they was doing some signings, and I was like a kid in a candy store. I was running to her. I was going, "Come on, it's Pluto. It's Pluto. It's Pluto."
You know what? Like, you never forget things like that. I mean, the first time I went there was in '95, so I was about 11, and I still remember it clearly now. But I remember, for me, when I went in year 2000, and my little nephew, he's 21 now, so he's probably watching this thinking, "Don't." But I mean, he was so into Toy Story, and we stayed in Disney All-Star movies, and we never asked for this, but they put us in the Toy Story bit, and I remember him running off when he see Big Buzz Lightyear and all that, and yeah, it's fucking memories that never leave you, and it is a happy place. But I'll tell you what, it's happy when you're out there. When you arrive back in Heathrow in London with everyone miserable and you're wearing a Donald Duck t-shirt, you feel like a right prick. Mickey Mouse hat on with big ears, and you think,
I'll be honest, meeting Donald Duck was one of my highlights of my trip when I was out there.
I think the highlight of my trip was when I had a Donald Duck out there, but
it's Florida. It brings out the big kid in you, doesn't it? That's the thing. You know, you when you're out there and stuff, you sort of let go that you're an adult and you just go.
It's like you can be.
Yeah, I just feel like when I'm there, I just felt like all my worries melted away. I didn't think about nothing. Like I was there for 3 weeks at that time.
The thing is, think about when you're at them sort of places, all you think about is when you got to eat. That's the only thing you worry about. You don't worry about what's going on at home, bills, work. It's just for 2 weeks or 3 weeks, you just forget. And that's the good thing about holidays is you just forget all your worries, and you worry about that when you get home. You just forget about it for 2-3 weeks. You're there with your family, your friends, whatever, and you just, love it.
Mate, it is, isn't it? Any holiday you go on, it is just that's the biggest decision you have to make in the whole holiday is what you're going to eat for dinner. You know, there's no other.
If that's your only worry in life, mate, you're having a good life.
Yeah,
exactly.
you're doing all right. Right, let's take some more questions. Scott, come on, grab some questions, will you? Fuck's sake.
Way back when, I don't know who sent it, but as we were on the subject of I'm a Celebrity, who do you fancy to win?
I don't know who's in it. Mo Farah.
He's in it, yeah.
Yeah, I think Mo Farah's got a good shout, but I think it's either going to be that Jordan or I think Shane Ritchie's going to be up there.
I don't know how they can be the same because I thought the whole point of it was to be in that Australia where it's a bit like it's hot, it's sweaty, sticky. You're eating.
I'll tell you what, mate.
Some crickets and shit.
It's working quite well in this castle in Wales. It's working quite well.
Yeah,
but there you go.
I've only watched a couple of them, but it's that first show they were so sort of hyped up for being there, weren't they? They were like, you know, so excited that it was happening.
Let's give some relationship advice out a bit. This is a good one. All right, fellas. Any advice on how to get over a breakup?
Sleep with her.
Graham, go on, Graham. I know you're going to say something sensible.
Oh, that was sensible.
I don't know. I mean, you get the old people say, like, you know, time. You know, you give it time and you'll get over it. And when you break up with someone, you do think it's the end of the world. But trust me,
I'll give you some
time, and it will get easier. It will get easier.
You, listen to my advice. Get on Plenty of Fish or Tinder and just smash the lot of them. Just meet up. Just get on it. Enjoy yourself.
What is it?
Plenty of Fish or Tinder, mate.
Puff, innit? Plenty of Fish.
Yeah, mate. Fucking don't fuck about. Go out there. Enjoy. Yeah, someone just said that you might be gay. Well, go on Grindr then. I don't know. Whatever. Just
whatever. Let me give you a bit of advice. No matter, it might feel like do you know what the thing is? I always felt like a bad breakup and all that. You need your friends around you, and obviously, like at the moment, that's not possible. But talk to your friends and all of that sort of stuff, and just remember, no matter how bad you feel, no matter how low you feel, it never gets any worse. It only gets better than that. And I know that's like little comfort when you've just, you know, you feel like your heart's on the floor and all that, but it never gets any worse than what it is. And no matter whatever you do, don't check up on what she's doing. Don't worry about it. Just concentrate on yourself. Get with your pals. Talk to your pals. Don't worry about what she's doing because down the line, and I can say this from experience, looking 20 years down the line, you know, you're doing all right. You'll be doing all right.
Yeah, exactly.
And like that would be like a distant memory.
Feel like, you know, at the minute it might feel like the end of the world, but you give it a couple of weeks and a couple of months, and it gets better. It gets better.
Yeah, and you'll never feel as bad as you are now.
Where's Scott? Boring. Get on Tinder and fucking smash the life out of birds, mate. Enjoy yourself.
To be fair, that didn't exist. That didn't exist when I was broken up.
Mate, I loved it. I was living in a 3-bedroom house on my own, and I was like, and the good thing is for me, I had a good radar, so I used to reach Brentwood, so I used to get the like proper naughty little Essex girl. So you just meet up in the ball in Brentwood. Fuck it, you know, live your life, enjoy it. Yeah, someone just said.
I'm expecting Ryan's wife to clout it around the fucking head.
No, but that's what I was going to say. No, but that's what I was going to say. And then eventually you will meet someone that you fall in love with, and you end up marrying them.
Exactly, that's it. That is it. Look, you feel like your world's going to come.
And then you have a lovely day in December. We all have a good dance, good drink.
Wait, do you know what? Last Saturday was a year since the stag do.
Man,
that's crazy.
And do you know what? My legs and feet are just recovering.
Well, you did tear up the dance floor that night.
I'll tell you what, though, I got a picture of me from the stag do, man. I looked like a big old fat dollop.
Yeah, but you was happy there. You smiled a lot more.
I was happy. Yeah, I was really happy.
Do you know what? I actually heard a little story about Nicky on my stag do that I never knew until the other day. My mate Lee grassed him right up. He said every time Nicky went out for a fag, he went out and got something to eat.
No, that's not true.
Yeah, bollocks. You went out every time you went out, and then you walked in with about 20 sausage rolls, and we got chucked out.
No. I'm going to tell you the story. I'm going to tell you the story. Hold on a minute. Right. Let me tell you the story.
We had sausage roll gate before.
No, that was sausage roll gate. This is what he's talking about. No, right. No, because Lee was with me as well, right? What happened was, right? What happened was,
what it was,
get a cheeky burger.
No, I didn't have a Burger King. I swear on my life. I promise you on my life. Lee, if you're watching this, you're a fucking liar. Because I'll tell you, the only place I went was I went to the Sainsbury's. And the only reason I went over there is that I got a little bit of chicken. And I'll tell you why I know that. Because
a little bit of chicken. A little
bit of chicken. Yeah, no, listen to me, right? I'm trying to remember back. No, I never had a Burger King. I know that. I went over to Sainsbury's. Me and Lee got some chicken, right? And the only reason I was going out to get food, and that was, and the Greggs, right, is because I was the best man. I'm responsible for everyone getting into that nightclub, right? Now, we've been pounding it hard. Cocktails, fucking shots, everything. At 1 o'clock, everyone was a bit worse for wear. And I thought I was the responsible adult, and I went out to get food, bought it in, and that's why sausage roll gate happened, because I bought in 25 sausage rolls for everyone to have sausage rolls before we went to the nightclub, so people could sober up. And all of a sudden,
I'm looking around the screen, and no one believes you, Nick.
Scott, come on, man.
Scott had to wipe the grease off your fucking chin.
I swear, I felt I was responsible for everyone being sober, so I went and got everyone food from Sainsbury's. All right, I had a couple of beers of chicken. I won't lie about that, but I never had no Burger King. I had about 20 wings. All right, that's what I had when I went out. But I was hungry and I was a bit drunk, right? And then later on, I went and got like 30 sausage rolls. And I brought them back in, and that's when it all kicked off. When the geezer's going like, "You got to get out."
It's a great story. Do you know what? I can't wait for this lockdown to be over, and we can all go out again and have a little another Pop World reunion. I think I might.
I tell you what, we should invite everyone here. Like when everything's done, lockdown's down. Let's have a proper Friday night pint. Let's invite everyone that watches, and we'll go out the fucking pub somewhere. And we'll have a proper Friday.
Can I just say we won't do that show live, and there'll be no cameras.
It'll just be for the people that are there.
I'll be honest, like I'm really
Lee's a fucking stitch-up artist, man. I can't believe he's grasped me right out there.
Oh, mate, he fucking G'd you up on the Monday after, mate.
Did he? Yeah.
We was talking about that the other day because he said it must be a year since your stag. That's the first thing he brings up.
Yeah, well, every time Nicky went out for fag, he went and got sang to me.
He went, I couldn't stop.
I spoke 40 that night. Fuck me.
When that what?
Do you know what? All seriously, I'm so looking forward to having a night out, boys. Really, really am. Oh. It's starting to grate on me now because
the last night out was after Arsenal away, wasn't it? When we all met up in Stratford after.
That's what I mean.
And that wasn't really a proper night out, was it? Like
I don't know.
Well,
mate.
it was. It was. No, it was. We had a lot to drink that night, but
we had to tell the people to stop bringing us drinks.
Yeah.
I need a night out. I really need a night out.
TikTok says I wear my Barnet top. Listen, mate, it don't matter who you support. If you're around and you're in the area when we do it, let's just do it, man.
My mate's uncle used to play for Barnet, Paul Wilson. I remember when he played West Ham played Barnet in the Coca-Cola Cup at Upton Park, and he got us all tickets. People probably don't know who Paul Wilson is, but he played for Barnet at the time, and he was my mate's uncle. And he used to live around.
Dress code Ralph Lauren.
You're only allowed in with a Ralph Polo or jumper.
What pub would you hold it in? The fucking cheapest and most cheerful.
Yeah, the Weatherspoons.
The Weatherspoons. Yeah, there you go.
We should have that.
We've got to end up in Pop World though.
I reckon we should have a bad shirt night.
Can I just bring up
shirt night?
I just want to say, do not listen to Scott. Do not take Scott's advice on a night out. I remember Euro 2016. I was having a blinding night in Stratford. We was up on the stage, karaoke, having a laugh. Then Scott comes out with, let's go O'Neill's in Leytonstone. I'm like, it's too late, mate. They won't let us in. Scott, nah. We're getting.
They will. They know us.
Not only on the way to the station do I nearly break my leg by diving into a roadside, which, all right, it was my fault. But we didn't get in O'Neill's and we all ended up going home. Now, if we'd have stayed in Stratford, we'd have had a blinding night. We'd have got more. The shots were flowing. Me and Nicky went up and sung a song. I can't remember what it was now, but everyone got up on the stage and danced around. I felt like a fucking pop star, Scott, and you took that away from me. You ruined my dream.
Dan brings this up on many occasions that I ruined that night out.
Yeah, I'm not having it, Scott. You ruined the night. Even Dan was enjoying himself, but even after he's paying £4.20 for a San Miguel. Look, in the old car.
I'll never forget him. Like, what are you drinking? We're putting like £20 whips. He's like, what are you drinking? And Tom was like, yeah, I want a Stella. And he goes like that. No, you've got to drink the cheapest beer. You've got to drink the cheapest one. I'm drinking the cheapest one.
What made me laugh was Tom slips out another tenner and put it in. He went, that'll make up for it. He went, the first for it will.
I do miss him.
That was funny. And the fact that Dan went and made a video on it as well, didn't he? Discussing it,
yeah, because all of his mates will agree with him.
Yeah, because they drink Tesco piss beer.
Tisco piss. Tisco piss.
Do you remember when I bought that? One year,
I know exactly what you're going to say.
Me, Nicky, his cousin Billy, and my mate Craig, we was like a little foursome. And one year we done a Christmas thing around Nicky's house, and we all got little Secret Santa presents. Well, it weren't Secret Santa, but we all got presents for each other, and times were hard.
It was a joke. It was a joke one, wasn't it?
Present, and I bought my mate 4 cans of Tesco value beer, right? And we all tasted them, and we ate them. My mate loved them. He was on it all night. He went, what, for 40 pence?
No, do you know what? He bought them, right? He bought them, and he gave them. I think you gave them to me, didn't you?
No, I bought them. Yeah, I bought one for you. I bought Billy sauce pots. I don't know.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but he bought me like the 4 beers, right? So for a laugh, I dished them out. We all cracked them open. Everyone's took a swig and go, oh, that's like piss. You turn around the craze gang, like that, and then he see us react to it, and he went like, nah, it's horrible. But every time he turned around, he kept on drinking it. He kept on picking it up and taking a sip.
I remember that day because we all went out. I don't know where we was, but Nicky's cousin Billy was slaving over an hot stove. He made a lovely Christmas dinner. Don't get me wrong. I never admitted
football.
I never admitted. Yeah, we went West Ham. I never admitted it to him at the time, but it was a fucking lovely Christmas dinner. And then he brought dessert out, and he brought out a plate with like, after 8 mints and like the cheap Viscount biscuits. And Nicky leant forward and he slapped the plate out of his hand. I ain't having this. And he'd come back. He went and got the gatto out of the fucking fridge. And Billy was like, "That's for Christmas, Nicky."
Fuck you! I started cutting up. It was a flake one as well.
Yeah, but he was cutting it up and smiling at everyone.
Let's take some more questions. Andy Walsh's question: who would be the last man standing on this piss up?
Do you know what? Now, that's a tough thing to say because we can all drink.
Yeah, and it depends what you drink as well. If people stick to beer all night, but it's when it's the spirits, it's the shots that do me now. When you get over 30, when the shots come out, it's game over. Because I don't know when to say no. I'm like, I'll stay there to Nick and go, mate, I don't want no more fucking shots. And then a tray will come over and I'm taking 2 or 3 off.
You'd be like, wait.
Yeah, I'm.
The thing. It depends what you're drinking. They said if Jaeger bombs, that's it. I'm done. Like I hate that.
It depends on the atmosphere as well. Like if there's like cheesy 80 music, I'm going all night. I don't care what. I'll sort that out over the rest of the weekend. I'm like once your feet start going and you get in the move and the rhythm.
I could drink, but now I've had this operation. I don't know. I could be out after 2. And
Yeah,
that'd be it.
Everyone just Nicky's passed out through, everyone just dancing around.
Imagine me having like 2 sips of vodka and then just fucking going.
I remember once when Nicky the port used to go to his head. He used to have a cheeky V, and the port used to go through his head. And that sort of killed him a bit. But
remember that charity night we went to, and then I won that bottle of port, and we ended up down in we finished it before we.
Yeah, where was that?
That was at the Roundhouse.
What?
Oh yeah. Allocated charity night. The first ever allocated charity night. Yeah, he won a bottle of port, and we was drinking it at the table.
It was like proper.
I remember that. Did I go?
And then all of a sudden, I was up dancing with fucking Robbie from EastEnders and fucking Ben Mitchell and fucking Jay. I was in the element, mate. It was the best night of my fucking life. I remember going to Robbie. Where's Sonia? He was going, I don't know. She couldn't get in.
Oh, this is a good question. Who had the most views with Russ Budham? So my Amber's 11. We've all done it. You ain't done it yet, Graham, yeah?
I ain't done mine yet.
But me, Scott and Graham me, Scott and Ryan have done it. Who had the most views?
And Dan.
And Dan's done it as well. I reckon Ryan probably.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I don't want to.
Shall I find out? Hold on.
No, that's all right, Scott. I'll do it now, mate. It's it might get a little bit embarrassing.
It's going to be you.
Let me just put this out there. I've done it really early, like really early.
Right, I'll be honest. Right, it goes. This is the top views. It goes: Harry Redknapp, Ray Winston, Trevor Sinclair, John Moncur, Jimmy Walker, Perry Fenwick, Neil Razor Ruddock, Jack Mate, Shaka Islop, Matt Lorenzo, Ryan Archer, Tony Gow, Jamie Bothwick, Martin Allen, and then Paul Konchesky and Devon Sheeran, ex-employee, and blah 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 blah.
Who's me? I've done mine early.
Do you know what? Do you know what? I'll go back to Russ's channel. It's a brilliant channel. I enjoy it. I love it. I love it. Watching the videos. I love seeing all the different people's 1 to 11s, people's stories. The Ray Winston one for me was the best. Obviously, Harry Redknapp was great as well, but the Ray Winston one for me, I'm a massive fan of Ray Winston, so it was great to hear all his stories and that. But it's a great channel.
It is a good channel. It is good. Wow. Graham, if you could go on there.
I might. Well, so as soon as I can hopefully get my new laptop and work sorted, and I can.
This is on with that. Where did you guys propose?
So I met my missus, as we all know, in Dogholes, which is O'Neill's in Leytonstone, right on Christmas Eve. Funny enough, so I had all these really good things.
We was all there, Scott. We was all there. Don't worry.
So I had all this stuff planned out. We're going to go out for dinner and we'd do all this. I was going to propose on Christmas Eve, and then where I work, I'm on call. And this Christmas, I was on call. And basically, what I do when I'm on call is I pick up stray dogs. When people report a stray dog, I go and get it. I had 6 stray dogs in the kennels, and then 5, and then got called out on Christmas Eve. I spent 6 hours up the animal hospital with this dog. And by the time I got home, the missus was in bed. We had to cancel all our plans. So I ended up proposing in my living room on Christmas Day just because of this one dog I spent like all that time up the hospital looking after.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Graham?
That's a nice, he was looking after an animal, I think it was my wife's, I can't remember what birthday. It was her birthday.
That's no way to talk about his wife, Graham, you fucking dirty bastard.
Fuck. That's a big. It was my wife's birthday. We went out for dinner. In the restaurant.
Didn't you propose on the Titanic?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
No, he done it just before he went on a crusade.
Sorry, Gray. But you know what? My mate Lee, bringing him up again, he loves the banter me and you have. We should get our own little comedy sketch show.
Go on, Gray. Sorry, mate. Go on.
Nah, it's gone now. No, we're out.
He's in Bethlehem. Jesus time.
We was out for dinner for a birthday, and I proposed her in the restaurant after dinner.
Okay. Well done, Gray.
Mine was in Oh, no, I don't want to say mine, man. I think I might get rinsed.
Why? I remember yours. I remember.
Yeah, mine was in. I'm trying to think where it was. No, I know where it was, but I just don't know the name.
When
it was in the Beauty and the Beast castle, but I don't know what it's called.
The Magic Kingdom castle.
No, it wasn't the Magic Kingdom. It was in the Beauty and the Beast one. There's a Beauty and the Beast restaurant. My missus is like a big fan of Beauty and the Beast. We went. I booked this restaurant. It's so hard to get in there, man. I had to like phone up for a cancellation like every day before we went, and I finally got one. And me and her went, and I proposed in the Beauty and the Beast castle.
Oh, that's nice.
Nice.
Nicky's was in KFC. Fuck you.
I proposed in Las Vegas. I set it all up. Thought, yeah, do you know, if you're going to do it, you got to do it proper. So I arranged for helicopter flight to the canyon, land in the canyon. You got 15 minutes to fucking like do it and all that. And I was shitting myself. And like, I'm not good with flying. I'm travel sick. Honestly, mate, it's the worst thing I've ever done. Helicopter, not proposing, being in a helicopter. And, you know, Jay's taking the piss out of me, laughing at me, blah, blah, blah. And got in the canyon, got down on one knee. Like, you know, you got like this little speech. The speech went out of my head. It was just like, blah, 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 done it. Went down on my knee. Still got a scar on my knee now. The floor was so hot, I burnt my knee. Literally got up, walked back over. The captain of the fucking helicopter, he knew what was happening because he's seen it thousands of times. Give us champagne, blah, blah, blah. We flew back. Now I feel sick. And when you fly back, they fly you back over the strip. So now it's like, there's no air conditioning in this helicopter. There's an English family in there as well. I feel ill. Everyone's talking to me. You know, like when you feel you like, shut up, leave me alone. We land, and I'm like, thank fuck for this. As I open the door, it won't open. As I turn around, Jade is throwing up everywhere. She's spewing everywhere. Like, so she's taking a piss out of me, but then she threw up. But yeah, we had it's great memories, and yeah, it's I won't go to the Grand Canyon ever again.
Fair play. Right, Scott, pick another couple of questions before we go, please.
I don't been many for a while. Let's have a look.
I'm getting a numb ass.
What?
If any come up, I'm searching back through. If you see any come up, click on them.
And it's all gone quiet. All gone quiet. All gone quiet.
Should we leave it there then?
Hang on.
Oh, yeah.
I'm still searching.
Scott's fucking. It's fine. Look at Nicky. You want to
this
get
way?
down
This way you look at. No,
Nicky giving it. I don't want that pizza. Look at him. He wants to get downstairs.
I can't eat it.
Tuna and fucking anchovy, whatever it was.
Wagsy's laugh says, "Boys need saying to take the piss out of you lot on Twitter later. Thinking of getting Dan's face over Jordan, saying happy place again in town."
I think maybe Nicky saying that geezer's name earlier.
If he was offered £5 billion, oh sorry, Ryan, I think I've
no,
if he was offered £5 billion for a fight against Mike Tyson, would you take it? Yes, I fucking would.
Oh yeah,
I'd definitely go for a score at a minute. To be honest, we on that skin.
Do you know what? I'll be honest. I was sitting in work yesterday, and I was sitting in myself, and I was talking to the people in the office, and I was saying, "Do you know what? I can't believe it's 2020, and I'm excited to watch a Mike Tyson fight next weekend." You know, I was dead against it when he first announced it, but I'm actually looking forward to it now because I've seen his training. He's in shape. Roy Jones Jr. I ain't really seen much of him, but it's going to be a little exhibition fight. But I'm excited because I'm a massive Mike Tyson fan. He's one of my heroes, and for me, he's one of the greatest boxers of all time. And I can't wait to see it. And I can't believe it was 15 years ago was his last fight against Brian McBride when he lost. So it's I can't believe it.
Aaron, I'll see your message, mate. I did put it up earlier. I was going to get back to it. Message me personally because I ain't got a lot of time to look at these things at the minute. Just message me personally, and I'll sort out a glass for you.
I would say if I was going to fight Mike Tyson for $5 million, you better put the sponsorship on the bottom of my boots because I'll probably go down after one punch.
That's what Julius Francis done. Yeah. But I remember when I first ever met Mike Tyson back in 2009. I remember saying to him like, "Can you punch my hand?" And he just looked at me and went, "You don't want to feel this." Thinking about it now, I was thinking, yeah, Ryan, you've had too much to drink now. Asking Mike Tyson to like punch your fucking hand, he'd probably broke my wrist.
Yeah.
But then again, Gray, a couple more Jack Daniels, I think I could have took him, just
Adam Furley says, would you take the COVID vaccine? Yeah, fucking would. Why not? I don't agree. I just don't like these people, man, that are saying like, oh, they're trying to control you and all that. I don't know what they think they're putting in you, but like the thing is, right? These people that say like, oh, it's all about control, it's all about the government and all that. I go from my house to work, to the shop, to Lidl's or Aldi or whatever the fuck it's called at the top of the road. Football sometimes, and I go home. Like, if they're going to spy on people, they've got better people to spy on than fucking Nick Hawkins. You know what I mean?
It's like the people sitting there saying the track and trace app. It's just to track you. Google know every movement I make. Google tell me.
But people know where you are at all times, mate. Who gives a shit? Like, if you're not doing anything wrong, what the fuck is But
I would have it, but there's, I'm in no rush to get, like, when it comes out.
Well, I'll tell you what, Gray, you have
people that need it more.
Yeah, you have it first and let me know how it goes.
Well, see, this is the thing, right? Because I'm at the thingy of like, it's quite new, and I don't really want to take it. The side effects, you don't know what they're going to be. But then it dawned on me the fact that the only chance I'm probably going to have to see my baby being born or being there with a missus when the baby comes along is if I have this bloody vaccine. So I'm going as soon as I get the opportunity, I'm taking it.
But the thing is, mate, there's groups of people that need it more, like the elderly, frontline sort of NHS staff and that. So
great to get in to go with my missus when she's going to have the baby, so I can be there the whole time. I'm paying to have that bloody vaccine because it'll be available private anyway. And that's the thing. Go on, no, go on.
Nicky said, you don't trust that ball, but you trust an untested vaccine. Total sense. Do you know what? This upsets me as well, the people that get upset about, like, what I say. If you don't want to take the fucking vaccine, don't take the fucking vaccine. That's up to you. But if I want to get about and I want to get out, like, with people with the fucking masks and all of this sort of fucking thing, I've had so many arguments about the masks. The masks ain't to protect you. They're to protect other people. And, like, so many people saying, oh, what, you're a little sheep because you wear a mask. Yeah, because I'm not an inconsiderate cunt that wants to fucking give other people a disease, to be quite honest with you. And it's not just the fact that it protects people. It actually makes people feel safer when they're in your vicinity if you've got a mask on. You walk into a shop or something without a mask on there, people look as if you could just walked in their house and pissed on their kids on Christmas Day.
I remember.
You know what I mean? And it makes.
I remember.
Look, if it means I can go and see my mum and dad, I'll put a fucking biohazard suit on.
I remember the days when you used to walk into a bank with a mask on. They thought you was robbing the place.
But they're worried if you don't.
Like, what's the problem with wearing a little bit of cloth on your face if it makes other people feel easy? You might not think you need it. I don't think I need a fucking mask because I walk into work and I take my mask off, and you know what I mean, like. But it makes other people feel comfortable. It makes other people feel more safe and all that, and it protects other people. So, and I'm not a selfish bastard. And if you don't want to wear a mask, that's up to you. But don't fucking get offended because I do.
Let's get on to the more serious questions.
Sorry, at the end of the day, I wear it because of I personally don't think it does anything. That's my opinion. Whatever they are, everyone's got their own opinion. But
what about the mask?
Graham,
I do fuck all.
Yeah, when I walk into the shop and there's other people wearing a mask, I make sure I got one on. That respect for them. Go on, right.
Right. Would you rather go 1,000 years in the future or 1,000 years in the past? See, these are proper questions.
Yeah. Well, I'm waiting for you to go, well, Graham, when you lived 1,000 years ago.
No, Graham. I wasn't even going to look at how old you are, mate.
It's only 900 years.
If you went 1,000 years back, mate, you'd be 50. Would you like to be 50 again?
That's a good question because
I'm not like interview with a vampire, mate. I'm just like fucking. You know what I mean?
I'm very much. I love my history, so I think I'd rather go 1,000 years in the past. But then again, you know what happens, so maybe going into the future is a bit more. You don't know what's going to happen, so
I don't think.
At least if we all go back 1,000 years, we could have all been at Graham's 40th.
I don't think there'll be. I don't think there will be much left in 1,000 years, if I'm quite honest with you. So I'd rather go to the past.
Yeah, I'd like to go to the past to experience different.
I watched this. I watched this documentary. This, like, you know, the a life on our planet, or something it's called.
Mm-hmm.
With what's his name? Fucking hell, Jurassic Park's brother.
David Attenborough. What a legend. What a legend.
And yeah, he's a fucking. I love watching these programs, but that's a scary program to watch. Like when you see what has happened in his lifetime, and the population on his planet has tripled in his lifetime.
Yeah, that's what I said. When people like him starts talking about climate change and stuff like that, you actually need to really listen, because that guy has experienced
what they're doing to the rainforests and all of that, mate. And like it's a horrible thing. And to be honest with you, I've said this in many times. I believe the human race is a virus on this planet, and it's killing it off. You know, every other species on this planet has got a worth or a place in the food chain, except for us, and we're leeches.
We're just visitors, aren't we? That's what we are.
No, we're not.
You know,
we're not visitors. We're a virus, mate.
For us, and the Earth was here after it. We'll be here a long time after us. So we're just visitors. So let's just enjoy.
I don't think the thing is, well, I don't think it will. I think we'll kill it.
Well, it's not going to happen for 1,000 years. It's not nothing to us to worry about.
As they say in the Matrix, the human race is a disease on the planet. It's like a bacteria infects.
All right, Keanu.
No, but it is though. It is. You look at every other animal that's on the planet; it moves around where its food or water goes to. With us, we just infect an area and then just spread. You know, so we are more like a bacteria. But come on, important question, Mr. MT: Thundercats or He-Man?
He-Man, 100% He-Man.
I love Thundercats. It was He-Man. It was He-Man.
It was always He-Man for me as well.
Right.
Yeah, I'm either or really. I like both of them, but yeah, maybe.
By the eye of Thundera.
Yeah. I'll just go Thundercats because Graham didn't say
it. Do you remember when he used to do this, right? Do you remember when he used to do this? Sword of Omens, give me sight of all sights, or something like that. He used to say. Yeah. Remember that?
Yeah.
What did he used to say? It was something like that, wasn't it?
That's like fucking proper 80s, that, man.
So he used to put it out his eyeballs, and the two little things used to go around his eyeballs. Go, Sword of Omens, give me sight of all sights. I'm sure he used to say that.
I'll have to look that up.
Yeah, great. Look it up.
No, sight beyond sight.
Yeah, that was it. Sight beyond sight.
What was the one there? What was the strength of a bear, speed of a puma? Was that Brave Star, wasn't it?
Brave Star,
yeah, Brave Star. Strength of a bear.
John Proctor, would you like to see your... Go on.
No, go on.
Would you like to see your parents as kids like in Back to the Future?
Nah.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing what old Brian got up to on the old fucking.
It'd be interesting, wouldn't it? It'd be funny. It would be funny to go back and see what they were like. But yeah, I wouldn't fancy it. Where are we?
Right, can we finish up now? It's getting late.
What do you want? One more?
Yeah, go on. Finish off with a good one, Scott. Flick through.
Make it a good one, Scott. Make it a good one.
I'm dying for a piss. Oh, all right, Scott.
He's not that bad, surely.
We didn't mean it.
Help off. Help, let me back in the room, please. Hello, my name's Scott.
Sorry, boys. Matt put two fingers, swipe the wrong way, and then out I go.
Well, come on then.
We're still waiting for Chris.
Batman or Batfink?
Did you start Batfink?
Batfink, yeah.
Wings are like a shield of steel.
can't remember. Yeah, Batfink.
So what in the mornings for goes to school.
Bat.
Yeah, he's like a little bat.
Yeah.
It's like Batman, but he was a proper bat.
But he was an actual bat.
Yeah.
I've seen this one part up a couple of times. Shag, marry, avoid Susanna Reid, Lorraine Kelly, and Holly Willoughby.
I think I'd marry Holly, shag Susanna, and avoid Lorraine Kelly. Because
same. Look at me, Growler.
I'm going.
Kelly.
Can you see me, Growler?
I'm going shag Ollie, marry Susanna, and avoid Lorraine.
Yeah, we'll go to the same place, man.
Great. I'll go on.
In your years of friendship, has Scott always taken forever to make a decision?
Not at football, no. Not on a Sunday when he's managing.
Not when he's playing either, because he just whacks it out.
It's not Scott that takes an eternity. It's you, Gray. I remember that time, right? We was over when we first started Thames, right? We was over at Thames. I used to go every game without foul. When we had one team without foul, right? I used to go every game, and like I had to stop going in the end because of West Ham and stuff. It was eating into my whole weekend. And used to go every game, right? Anyway, we was doing really well in the first season, but there was this team that we kept on playing, and it was a bit of a bogey team. Like first time we played them, we a guy like unfortunately, like one of our players unfortunately broke his leg, could never play again. It was a pretty bad tackle, and we played him, and it was sort of like that sort of grudge match because there was a lot of bad blood and all that sort of stuff, right? But that was a decent side. That was a decent team, right? Anyway. We're 2-1 down, second half, with about hours gone. And I'm standing there, and like Graham's the manager, but I used to try and get myself involved, right? And I'm thinking to myself, we're losing this in the midfield, right? And I was turning around the ground, I was going to say to him, Gray, you need to make a sub now. We're losing this in the midfield. And he's going to one of our players, says, yes, what you do?
Can I just point out?
She put the oil in.
I made the changes. We won the game 4-3, so you can fuck off.
I know.
What you do? No, this is what's what you do. You put the oil in one of the pads, you know, and then you put it in. Scott, back me up here.
Yeah.
What are you going on about? I don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
I remember this because I was the other side because I was running the line. I was on the other side.
And what you do?
He couldn't hear me.
Englander's dead. You got to fry the eggs.
It's what you do. You put the oil in, so it's quite cool when you put the egg in. It goes, and if you like. And you flick the oil on top of the egg, and then you got to flip it over. Then you flip it, and then it won't crisp at the edge.
The best time with Graham at Irons work, man, was that time when he was getting stretched, and Nicky kept getting involved, like saying, "Do this, do that," and Graham was going, "I'm the fucking manager." And then I just remember he stepped back and he looked at me like from the side. He was going, I had to walk away because I thought Graham was going to flip out. Let's have a couple more.
Just point out though, we did get promoted and win the cup. So
yeah, well done, Gray.
100%, Gray. You did make the changes. We did win the game. That's correct. I think it's still on YouTube. One of the few that's still on YouTube.
Andy Walsh, what's your favourite type of music? Couple more questions.
Oh, I've got a few really. I like a bit of the old Rat Pack and that. Like a bit of two-tone.
Fly me to the moon and let me move as a star.
See, my music is very up and down. Like I like all sorts. Yeah, I like all sorts of music, but my favourite era of music is obviously 60s, 50s, 60s is what I listen to mainly, and people laugh at me for that. But listen, you like what you like, I'm not into all the fucking heavy metal and all that. And that's just me. Like they put Kerrang on in work today. I had to walk outside. It was fucking. It's not my sort of music, but some people do like it. But yeah, I like. But then, I like so many like Shaggy, fucking Eminem, Dr. Dre. I like all that. I listen to my Spotify album is probably the most weirdest album you can find. Like,
but that's the thing. It's I like my go-to music is rock music, heavy metal, rock, that type of thing. You know, that's my go-to music. That's what I like. But if it's a good song, it's a good song. No matter what type of music it is. If it's a good song, you like it. But my go-to is heavy metal and rock.
See, I've been through stages. I was, me and you had very similar taste in music growing up, Scott. Me and you had a very similar taste in music growing up, right? When we grew up as youngsters. When I moved in with Scott, we liked the same thing. I've liked the same thing growing up. But I just go for all different sorts of things. I like listening to, right? Some of my favourite songs at the minute, right this minute, Elton John. Elton John. Honestly, I love Elton John songs at the minute. But like, it's got to be, just it depends on my mood.
I'll be honest with you. I like music you can listen to, and you know what they're saying, and they're singing. They're not talking and screaming in a.
But then you listen to Eminem, right? And we both do. We all have Dr. Dre and 50 Cent, and
but I know what Eminem's saying. Some of them,
but not all the time. Have you ever heard that song when it goes? What's that?
I get what you're saying, right? A lot of the modern day stuff, it's just crap.
Phillips just said, how would you feel if Westlife did a concert with an Elvis hologram? Mate, that's porn for me.
But you see, this is the thing. I could take the missus and go and watch something like that.
Scott, I'll go and see any concert. Yeah, I'll come with you two to watch Foo Fighters. Now, I'm not into Foo Fighters. And as I said before, the only song I knew, they sang it when I was at the fucking bar. So I missed that. But I've been to see so many different concerts. But I love chilled out music. I could go on a running machine in the gym and listen to Elvis. Listen to Rat Pack, listen to Johnny Cash, listen to all that type of music. I love the 50s, 60s, 80s. Weren't really a big fan of the 70s. 80s music, I love all that, and then 90s, and then 2000s, and
I like some of the 70s though.
Yeah, like I do like some of the 70s, but that
Commodores
was
and shit.
It was more disco, wasn't it? Yeah, like
disco. Yeah, Bee Gees. I like the Bee Gees.
Commodore.
But me and Jamie listen to Elton John quite regular. He likes "I'm Still Standing." I'm still standing.
My favourite Elton John is fuck it. Oh, Tiny Dancer.
Tiny Dancer, yeah, it's a beautiful song.
I fucking love
mine and Jamie's is she packed my bags last night pre-flight. What's that?
I like
Rocket Man.
I know Nicky's a big fan of him as well. Phil Collins,
massive Phil Collins fan.
I wasn't a massive fan of Sting, but I like a couple of his songs But yeah, I can just listen to loads of shit. My playlist is all over the gaff. 1 minute I could be listening to like Eminem, next minute I could be listening to fucking Steps. That's just random.
Yeah,
Oasis was growing up. But yeah, that's it. Right, should we wrap it up? Should we go 7 more minutes? Then we've done 2 hours, like a movie.
Might as well.
Yeah.
Right, hang on, I've got to go back and find it now. Talk about
itself. I was going to go and have my dinner.
Hammer Dread,
like a movie.
Oh yeah, She's an Easy Lover. Great song.
I'll be honest. I've listened to a lot of songs. But I think "In the Air Tonight" is one of the greatest songs of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what? That song it gets me going.
Can't beat a bit of Susudio as well.
Susudio, yeah, I like Susudio.
Oh, is that the one that goes Susudio?
Yeah. Girl, that be on my mind.
Yeah.
All the
if time. I just see the words.
Craig, do you remember last week before we come on here and we were singing?
What was we singing last week?
I can't remember what we were singing. That's why, like, some people have said to me on Twitter, they said, "Why is it when you start the show that you're always laughing?" And I said, like, what goes on before we start the show?
Yeah.
What was we singing? Like, we were singing. Oh, fuck it. What was it?
We proper belting it out.
Oh, mate, we was getting in the moment. I actually thought I was in the fucking band at one point. I can't even remember what it was. It was Take That, wasn't it? Or something like that.
Boyzone, wasn't it?
No,
No, that was it. We were singing "Never Forget Where You're Something like that. Was it that one?
No.
I
thought we were singing.
I thought it was Westlife or Boyzone.
I thought it was Boyzone. I thought it was
Boyzone, but me and Graham thought it was Take That.
No matter where.
No, it wasn't that.
I swear it was that.
No, it weren't. It was. Oh, fuck it. Go on, carry on.
Bugging me now. We're probably belting it out.
Oh, mate, I got in the moment. I actually felt like a young Gary Barlow.
Well, I've lost the question, but it was Madness or the Specials?
Specials.
Madness.
Yeah, that's another thing. I like
them both. I like Madness and I like them both, but just Specials.
I'll swear you was there with me, Nick. We were quite lucky. We saw the Specials with Amy Winehouse. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
You know, that was good. I've seen the Specials.
I'll tell you, man. I know she had a lot of problems, but she was fucking unbelievable.
Yeah, she was such a brilliant singer.
Here's one for you, Gray. UB40 or WD40?
I'd say I didn't mind a bit in the 80s, and I didn't mind a bit of UB40.
Yeah, mate. Great band.
I like it.
1 in 10.
Fine Young Cannibals, like Fine Young Cannibals.
Number on the list. Yeah.
Drive me crazy. What's your favourite Christmas?
It's only one.
I actually started playing Christmas.
And they wanna censor it on certain radio stations, which I think is going to be a bad shame. And when they done it last year in the Gavin and Stacey special, there was a lot of complaints about it, and I can see with the way that the world is at the minute that one day that won't be able to be played on radio stations. So enjoy it where you can, because
that's because we live in a generation of snowflakes.
Yeah, it's going to be. I think Radio 1 have put a edit on. There was a lot of complaints about it last year, but over the next few years, if people keep getting the ways that they are, people have got to start to understand that these things are made. I think Shane McGowan actually come out and said a few things about it, and just said, you've got to remember that when we're singing songs, we're singing characters, and we're playing characters. And at the time when I wrote that song, that is the language that she would have used, and that is the language that she like. And the whole, it's like an opera. The song, it's like they're having an argument, and the geezer's a liar, and she's she's just angry that he's drugged her down with her, and he was like, and she would use language like that. And you've got to remember that it's a song from the past. But if you want to censor it, I'm not getting. And I think this is very sad. If you want to censor it, I'm not getting involved. Just censor it. And I think that's really sad. I think that's a really sad thing to do, because it's like these people these days. I do understand that there are pressing things. Like I tweeted out the other day about people commenting that all of the people in the supermarket adverts are black, and they're not black. They're people. Don't look beyond the colours of their skin. And I know there are some real pressing issues, but when you are literally looking at everything, and I mean everything, to find offence from it and to get it struck from the record, then fuck that. You know what I mean? Like, you've got to remember these are products of their time.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, but all I see in that advert is a family enjoying Christmas.
Exactly, that's it. But that is one of the best Christmas songs around. What you were saying there, Nick, it's one of the best. It is the best. I think it is the best. I think it's brilliant.
Driving home for Christmas, that's a tune.
See that's my favourite. That is my favourite of all. Christmas Eve, finishing work, driving home. As soon as that comes on, turned up loud, I know it's Christmas. But going back to the Pogues,
I like Jingle Bells.
I've seen the Pogues live.
We Three Kings
singing Fairy Tale in New York. That was That was an experience. That was very drunk in the middle of Victoria Park at Madstock. It was. I was in the mosh pit and ended up getting booted in the head.
I'll last question tonight. We've got 50 seconds left. Score predictions for Sunday. Graham.
2-1 us.
You sure? Don't want to change your mind?
No, I'm going to go 2-1.
All right. Scott.
I'm going to go a very tight game, but we're going to nick it 2-1.
Okay. Nicky, 3-1, I think you said there. I'm going to stick to what I predicted. I'm going to go 3-0 West Ham. Yeah. Come on, you Irons.
Thank you very much for joining us on this edition of Friday Night Pint. It's been a long one. I hope we've cheered a few of you up. We'll be back again this week. Scott's Preview is coming up tomorrow. We'll be back with a watch along on Sunday. Back with all fan cams. Yeah, and we'll be back with all the content next week as the international break is over. And of course, we'll be back again next week with another Friday Night Pint. Go and check out our merchandise store, which is down the link in the description down below. There's new stuff going on there as we speak. There's new stuff on there as we speak. And there's new Christmas stuff going on there very, very, very soon. Check out the Patreon if you want to support us on Patreon. It all goes towards a good cause. Yeah, and literally, that's it, boys. One thing left to say.
Come on, you irons.
Come on, you irons.
All good wave.